Sexy Songs for You came out on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, dog.
21 tracks. Too much.
An hour, 13 minutes.
Too much.
Just the blow.
73
I mean,
minutes.
depends who you're asking.
Unless they're trying to get rid of stuff.
It's good. It's good. You know what I mean? An hour 13 is good, bro.
The first song, off the bat, I was like, okay. I see what type of energy we on. First of all, excuse me, the whole album sounds very regional.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I understand if people outside of Toronto aren't too like gravitating towards it. There's a lot of Toronto references that only we would know on this. Never thought I'd hear a No Frill shout out. That was
First time. Didn't have it on my bingo card still.
And is this the first CN Tower song with the name CN Tower?
I don't know. That I
Like, I
know.
feel like this,
that might be a very
I feel like I
a
should have
little-
noticed this.
Yeah.
There would
before.
have been like a little smaller artist.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe.
A smaller artist for sure.
Maybe somebody check streaming, see if there's a song called CN Tower outside of this, because I'm like, it's right there. So how is this not a song? And the way they used it with the whole, what color is the CN Tower? It's red, like the messages I sent you. Like, come on. In the depression bag.
Because I mean, tapping in.
In the depression bag, Hurt Boy bag was all throughout this album.
My bag.
How'd you guys feel about it?
Bro,
Let's hear it.
I was fucking with it from the start. Obviously, because I'm like, all right, midnight hits, we're locked in. Putting in, at first, I had the AirPod Pros. I'm like, okay,
Okay.
need more.
Yeah.
Put the maxes on.
Little bass.
Tapped in.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm sitting there just listening to the album.
Soul elevating.
In a dark room? Like,
Nah, room was lit.
Okay.
It got darker later. I was like,
What
nah,
song did it
turn
get
it off?
dark at?
I don't even, might have been Lasers. I'm like, let me go lay down. Lasers, I'm like, nah, I need to put my hands on my the beginning of the album, listening to it, I'm like, oh, this is amazing. I'm giggling at moments as well. I'm just like, oh,
Giggling.
man, yes. I get like a little bitch when it comes to music. If I'm
Yeah,
keeping
no,
it a
I
buck.
get,
Like,
I get it.
yeah,
I get
'cause you're
giddy.
listening, you're like, oh my God.
I get giddy.
Yes. Like,
When I hear certain things that make me happy, I get giddy. Still.
dog,
Because it's like I'm rooting for these artists. Like,
Exactly.
there's so many.
Sure.
I
It's a
can't remember
different
what.
connection,
I
man.
think it was Daniel Caesar when he dropped Freudian, bro. I was
Yeah.
giggling throughout the whole shit. Because I was so happy that this nigga delivered. I was so happy he delivered.
I don't know. It's just about hearing you guys say, I'm giggling through this.
it is a nuts visual.
That's all it is. That's all it is.
picture it, me like hee hee. Yeah, I was doing that shit. Literally, I was in my hee hee bag.
In a quiet room.
Bro,
Yo,
when Freudian
literally.
dropped, I giggled like a bitch. Because I was just so happy. Like, yo, dog, when you have, especially when you have like so much stock in an artist before they
Dog.
get
Blew
big
up and
moments,
stuff.
Sure. No, I feel
you're
that.
like, oh, yes.
Because you're
like,
laughing at like him pulling it off. Like it's the landing of the
I have
situation.
a
No, I
nervous
feel it.
tick of laughing
Sure.
in any situation.
Yeah.
Uncomfortable
Yeah.
ones, all that. Like, I just laugh. So it's like, that's probably why it's my go-to. But, yeah.
Just
So yeah, I think when we got to, I mean, Crying in Chanel was, he put a snippet out, so I'm like, okay, I know what this is.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, Superman hit. I was like, oh, this is already hard. And then the Real Her sample came out, nigga.
The real,
I
sampling
peeped it. First of
yourself.
all, I'm that nigga, so I already know from jump. Before I looked at Twitter, I'm like, oh, he did that.
There's so many samples on
Yes.
this album.
And I was like,
Throughout
of
this
course I'm
whole
going to sample
album-
my own slaps. Like, what?
Throughout
Yes.
this whole
even sat
album,
down
there
and
was a
agreed all the
lot of samples.
Yeah,
You had Raining in Houston, you had Be With You sample with Beyonce. CN Towers samples Lollipop, obviously. Small Town Fame samples Never Call Me by Janae Aiko.
Okay.
Superman, Spider-Man samples The Real Her. Small Town Fame also samples Speak to My Heart by Donnie McClurkin. So a little gospel. Aaron Hall, I Miss You.
Yo, that's my track. That's my track.
I'm like, nobody
of
fucks
people
with
don't
Aaron
know.
Hall like that. This is crazy.
Nah, what's his name? The drill niggas, they did that shit.
Oh,
The
yeah,
sexy
yeah.
drill guys, they did that?
Yeah.
Fire.
Terrell, Sing. I don't know if you guys know Terrell. You guys know Terrell? He has an amazing YouTube channel where he gets the best
I was gonna
vocalists
say.
on there.
Oh, shit. I know
And
that
does
is.
like
Yeah,
word
yeah.
association and shit. His show is amazing.
Okay.
So how did he
Oh,
sample
that's
the song?
Yeah, he
songs?
had an album that he put out for his anniversary, or I think it was 1 million subscribers, one of the two. He had like a live show with all his favorite vocalists that have come on the show, and they made it an album.
Okay.
Ice Spice and Zane Lowe's interview sampled on Glorious.
Oh, that's what that was. Okay.
It's crazy. He did Ice Spice better than Ice Spice
Yo.
does Ice Spice.
I don't like that. But even if I'm her man, I don't like that song though, bro.
Yeah.
What?
I didn't know if he was talking about her at
I
first.
said I didn't know. I don't like that shit.
Asked
'Cause,
me to
like,
bust her back. I was like, whoa.
that, and also
what?
he was like, yeah, like your man's popping, but like you know you don't want to waste your 20s on him.
I felt like this song was about Georgia Smith, but I couldn't
Again?
tell. I
Again?
feel like some of these songs might be a little
Can't
old.
keep getting away with this.
Some of these
That's
songs
what
are
T-Pain
like,
was saying, right?
Yeah,
Like, he
it
thinks
feels-
it's not like fresh, new. It's
did hear
older
that, yeah.
things that
Yeah.
they repurposed.
I feel like it's songs that they've had in the tuck for years, and just because they've had it in the tuck for years, they know it's gonna work, and so they just finally put it out there. They're pretty evergreen. You can always go in and punch in new lines to make it sound a little bit more modern, but
none
I
of this
did
felt
feel like it
stale.
was
No,
none
not
of
at
it.
all.
It's so evergreen, right?
Yeah.
They're making music that's not like tied to a moment or a time. Especially because of the samples.
Yeah.
The sample
It
heavy.
doesn't feel completely out of place too.
Lasers interpolates Say My Name. It also interpolates Girls Love Beyonce, but I'm pretty sure it's just interpolating Say My Name.
Yeah.
But Girls Love Beyonce was interpolating Say My Name. Somebody Loves Me samples Alone Again by Peter Jolion. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, but that song's crazy.
Greedy samples Baby by Ashanti.
Yep. Peep that
Raining in
first
Houston
listen.
samples Ain't Nothing I Can Do by Tyrone Davis. Nokia samples the literal Nokia ringtone. Crying in Chanel samples Florida Baby, which was wild to me.
That song that just came out?
That one's definitely new, which is probably why they led with that as the teaser. Florida Baby, Isaiah Falls, sorry, is like, it's not an old song, but it's like
new. It came out
2
like-
years,
Yeah,
probably.
less than, I feel like.
Less than 2 years,
Yeah,
maybe.
he went super viral with that song.
He's amazing. His voice is
dope.
amazing.
He's
His
dope.
music's really dope. You got a Chris Brown sample on Lasers. Just a lot of samples. Just a lot. A lot. What did you guys give it out of 10?
First, now, 8.5, bro.
Yeah, I'm at
Very
around
happy with
8.5.
it. I wouldn't want to take a song off it at all.
I would.
Which if you say Die Trying, I'm
On my way.
21's a lot.
On my way?
On my way, yeah.
That was
Man,
literally
that's
the
the
song that I
anthem on my
stopped at.
That's the anthem for niggas that fuck with like women with kids, bro. Like,
I listen. I was a single mother
So me-
bandit
so-
at one point, bro.
yeah, type shit. Bro, how do you not like this song?
It's just not for me. It sounded. You know what? A lot of these songs blend together and sound very similar. And that one was just not on the level of some of the other songs that sounded like it.
Fair enough.
If that makes sense. And it's surrounded by Celibacy and Glorious, and like those two songs, superior,
Celibacy, yeah. He took it somewhere
superior
else.
to it.
You what?
He took it somewhere else.
Oh, got you.
Yeah. Not a lot of Party.
Yeah. Felt like a
Majority Drake.
with Party.
Do you think Party produced some tracks?
He definitely did. Yeah, definitely. I think he was a producer. I think he even song wrote on a lot of them. But the Party tracks that are on here, he sounds like Future to me.
That's what I was saying. I was listening. I don't know which song it was. I was just listening, and I was like,
Like Small Town Fame sounds like
this
Future.
Future?
And I was like, is this like R&B Wattball? I could see it. Is this
Small Town
R&B
Fame?
What a Time to Be Alive?
it
Like,
might be Small Time Fame too.
Small Town
It was like
Fame?
one of the earlier ones.
it
that I heard,
sounds
too.
like Future.
you're
like
right.
it's a
I don't think
whole
I-
song.
No,
I was
you
like,
might be
wow.
right.
I guess because like I know, like I'm super familiar with like Party doing like chameleon shit, where he sounds like Post Malone, he sounds like
Yeah, yeah,
Thugger,
yeah.
he sounds like, you know. So I automatically I didn't think about that, but yeah.
Let's talk about that
I heard,
Post Malone.
I heard it, and I was just like, huh?
Let's talk about that Post Malone, man. That die trying. Pop as fuck.
Dog.
It reminded me of like when you heard SZA just drop a random folk pop track in there.
on what you call it, the SOS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
She had a folk pop track on there, and even on Control, I think she had one of those like
She stays with one of those.
Yeah.
she always has one pop track on there.
She spent
And-
enough time in Brooklyn.
Yeah, this one had Yeba on it. Not enough Yeba. Not enough Yeba. She's just at the end, basically. I didn't like that.
Underused resource.
Yeah, definitely. Meet your Padre, brother.
Oh,
Yo.
man, yo.
I seen people hating on this, and I'm like, y'all
Yeah,
niggas
yeah.
are not serious. This is
All the
hilarious.
haters, bro. Yo, this is. I fuck with this, bro. Unironically. I fuck with it. I'm like, yeah, nigga, what? Nigga, when audio dropped, that was my shit.
Give respects to your padre.
Mi amor.
Oh, fuck yeah.
That right there, bro. That's the belly tap, quick foot thing, with the wife beater on. That's there, bro. Bachata, all that shit.
What did you call that?
The tank top.
No.
The quick
The
foot
one before
shuffle.
that. No, the quick foot shuffle.
Yeah, belly. You know,
And your
the
belly
shit?
tap.
Yeah, belly tap.
I never heard it referred to that one.
Yeah,
Still.
but you know what I'm talking
belly
about, though.
tap?
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
It's like, no, I landed the plane.
Quick
Still.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, no, this song was hard.
Yeah.
It was hard, and I couldn't believe people were taking it so seriously. Like, I
Bro.
really think this is just a funny thing he did, and like,
sure.
it reminds me of when Eminem used to do those voices in like the early 2000s.
Yeah, that was really good stuff.
how they
Yeah,
all
and it was
characters
just
and
fun.
stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and characters and stuff. I was like, that's just fun. Like,
Videos, but Drake did one of those videos too, where it was just like I don't remember what song it was. It was a while ago, wasn't
Which
it? I don't know.
With French
I feel like it
Montana?
was one of those fun videos.
oh yeah,
Too sexy.
Oh,
Too
yeah,
sexy.
there you go. There you go. There you go.
yeah. He does it every once in a while. I
Yeah.
feel like you get a video where it's like just
Laugh Now,
more-
Cry, Laugh Now, Cry Later. Also a funny video.
Yeah. Let's get to Give Me a Hug, man. Let's get to Give Me a Hug. Give Me a Hug is the closest to a timestamp you're gonna get on this album. It's not a timestamp, but it is the closest you're gonna get.
Interesting.
And he talks about it.
Yep.
Talks about the battle. Not in depth, but kind of lets you know where he's at. Fuck everybody type vibe. There was a couple bars on here that made me go, And I can't tell if, well, obviously we know what the bar for M4 was. Melissa Ford, you a legend from the 6. Hate to see you with a dick sucker. Who's the dick sucker, guys?
Joe Budden.
Or is it Flip? Who is it?
Stop,
Who is
stop,
it?
stop.
Who is it?
Drake is not shooting at Flip.
Why not?
No way.
I don't think he is either, because Flip's actually the most objective person on the podcast.
Exactly.
Easily.
And he's actually I feel like he's Team Drake, just won't say it like 100%. Won't
Oh,
say
right?
it.
He always pushes back, like, guys, don't you think this is OD and stuff like that? Like, he'll always push back.
Yeah.
So
I like the album. He's very happy
Why
with
would
it.
they? So I don't listen to Joe Budden, right?
Yeah.
Why would you or anybody contemplate Flip being the person that he's taking that shot?
Oh no, they're just it was just a joke.
Because I've seen
because
like a couple of people.
Yeah, 'cause they sit next to each other.
I know
That's
he
why.
was.
I think it's more so because he dick sucks Melissa Ford. And the bar was about Melissa Ford. It was why everybody tried to like throw that little joke in there, because he's just always on Melissa Ford. But it's clearly about Joe. I mean, him and Joe. Joe has said some pretty like defamatory shit about him
Yeah.
on the podcast. Like, he could sue Drake if he really wanted to.
Drake and Joe, they have this weird.
It's like Young and the Restless
connection.
with them too. Man.
Always drama.
They used to be friends. Like, I think it's weird. Like, they're almost the same person.
They are.
We're like-
and Joe can't stand that.
Like, all the criticism he's giving, he's really just talking to himself.
He can't,
Internal?
It's insane.
It's-
There's definitely a big brother, little brother, but the underachieving big brother who's kind of has it out for the little
well,
brother.
the
in his little-
underachieving and the one that took his girl at one point.
Oh yeah.
You know what I
Always
mean?
taking a girl.
He's always and it's like
Always the root of it, you know?
it
Yeah,
can't be
it's always a girl
it's
thing.
never the other way around, which is the thing, which I feel like sometimes there's an attempt for it to be, and it's just never worked out that way. And that's where a lot of the resentment also comes from.
Yeah.
But yeah, they definitely have a tumultuous relationship. I mean, we know Drake started off kind of imitating Budden in his
100%,
flows early on.
Kinda.
You know what I mean? I'm just saying he imitated him, and Budden didn't really like take offense. He embraced him at a certain point, right? And they were friends. You see them smoking hookah and all types of shit. I mean, after Views, that's where the Budden podcast blew up.
Yeah.
That Views rant is what blew it up and made it go super global. And every bigger moment since then has been
Tied to Drake.
tied to Drake. Joe and Kendrick are a lot alike.
They use Drake to.
They're a lot alike. Joe, I think, is a little bit more intentional the way he uses Drake, whereas Kendrick just don't like the nigga.
Yeah.
So it's like, and I feel like Kendrick has been, I don't want to say brainwashed because that's not the word. I think he has been not
put on the
led,
path?
but put on the path to what we're seeing between him and Drake right now. Like, we hear the stories about them putting
Influence?
Drake's picture in the studio and them telling him, this is the nigga you gotta be. Like, once you put that into the head of somebody,
They're
it's
in
like,
his ear.
yeah, it's
influence.
like you're gonna look at him and everything you if especially if you're being compared to him, you're just gonna automatically stop liking things about him. And a lot of this beef, if
Seems
we're
stemmed
being
from
real,
there.
is just because a nigga don't like another nigga. It's not because of anything actually morally wrong.
Yeah.
It's just a nigga hating.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. If you really boil it down to brass tacks, it's a nigga that's literally mad because you're winning, and you're winning with the style that I don't respect. And so I got to get at you.
Isn't that beautiful?
You're not like me.
Is it?
You're not like me,
I
yeah,
mean,
You're not
exactly.
like me.
the heights that it's now reached, I think, are like obviously too much. But I think at its crux, this guy just don't like this nigga. And if you cannot express this
I
via
can't
hip
rate
hop,
that because I wouldn't rate that in real life. If I knew these two niggas and Kendrick was acting like that, I'd be like, that's a hating ass nigga.
correct. No, I
would not rate it. I would never be like, oh yeah,
No,
he's
but
the pure
I
one.
think context. I think it's not just the hating ass nigga-ness of the situation. I think it's the fact this nigga was a hater and everybody was like, proceed.
Well, it's because of what they represent,
And
right?
no, but that speaks more about how much goodwill you've curated amongst your own folks. That's actually what that's actually the.
I agree
the
with
titular
that, but
part.
also I think it's how people attach themselves to goodwill. I think a lot of people
for sure.
want to look like hip hop purists. A lot of people
So a lot
want
of
to
people
look
are
like
just the empty man defender.
that's it.
That's fair.
And it's easier to attach yourself to quote unquote noble when it's
Do you
a
think
guy that represents what Kendrick represents.
The PDF-ness of the situation is what maybe told people they didn't want to.
No,
I think-
they already, if going into this, they already made
I
up their
don't.
minds.
For Kendrick, no.
That's fair.
For other people, yes, because people have
They're
been
just
saying this for a
tired.
long time and they've been on that side for a while. But I think that Kendrick kind of used this to like, and this, and it's like.